All right. So in 5.3, number 45, I have some Turkish soccer folks. How do you spell soccer?
What?
So, Turkish soccer fans achieved 131.76 decibels. Yikes. Oh, and in decibels, the D is lowercase. Okay. And in 2000, the Denver Broncos fans achieved 128.87 decibels. Yikes. Okay. These are mega loud. It's like well past painful. So, what I want to know is how many times louder was the Turkish soccer fan roar than the Denver Broncos roar? Crap. How do decibels work? Yeah, they're 10 times the log of some amplitude of the thing you're talking about divided by some reference amplitude. So they're just like the Richter scale except times 10. So how far apart are these on the decibel scale? Yeah, not like super far, a little less than 3. Can somebody actually do the subtraction there? I don't know, I don't trust myself with basic arithmetic anymore. 2.89? Okay, so if these are 2.89 apart, what does a point on the decibel scale correspond to? Wait, hang on. What does a point on the Richter scale correspond to?
Magnitude of 10.
Yeah, an increase of a factor of 10, right? Okay, so if I'm multiplying by 10 after I take the log, what does that mean a point on the decibel scale corresponds to? Okay, let me try this.
Yeah.
So, I'm thinking 1.28.87 is 10 times the log of the amplitude divided by some reference. Right? Okay, so that means I should divide by 10, right? So if I divide by 10, I get 12.887 is the log of A over A naught. Oh, and that looks like a Richter scale thing, right? So I had to divide by 10 before I got to the idea of a Richter scale.
So you're multiplying by 10.
Yeah, that's because I multiplied by 10 after I did something that looked like the Richter scale, right? So now instead of a 1-point increase corresponding to a factor of 10, it's a 10-point increase corresponds to a factor of 10. Or you could kind of continue this, right? So you could do 10 to the stuff to both sides. So you get 10 to the 12.887 is A, I guess I should call this B, right? Because that was the Broncos thing. Divided by A0. Okay, and then if I do that same process with the 131.76, if I say that's 10 times the log of AT divided by A0, multiply by a 10th, get 13.176 is the log of AT divided by A0. And then I'm going to do 10 to the stuff to both sides. And so I'll get 10 to the 13.176 is AT divided by A0.
So what do you do there?
Okay, so A0 times 10 to the 13.176 is AT, right?
Yeah. Same
You see
deal.
that?
So,
And over here, similarly, A0 times 10 to the 12.887 is AB, right? I want to find out how many times more powerful this was than that was, right? So I should take this and what it with that. Divide, right? You guys see that? Okay, so if I take this, I got A0 times 10 to the 13.176, and I'm dividing by A0 times 10 to the 12.887,
So then the exponents subtract, right?
and that should be, oh, nice, AT over AB,
Or not.
and then the exponents subtract.
Yeah.
So you might notice that A0s,
Cancel.
those cancel out. Right? Really, they reduce to 1. And then the exponents subtract. So now I get 10 raised to the...
0.289.
Yeah, I don't get 2.89 anymore, right? Because why?
Because you divided by power of 10.
Because I divided by 10 to start with, right?
Divided by 10 to start.
Because this thing doesn't count powers of 10 like it does on the Richter scale. It counts, well, tenths, kind of.
Tenths, a unit.
You guys see that? So I got
A unit of
10 to the 0.0289.
10. 0.289.
0.289. So
That's how.
1 divided by 10, right? And then raised to the 10. And so I end up with like a little less than 2. What do I get?
1.94536.
1.94, give or take.
Yeah. Well,
Oh wait, I circled that like it was right. Hang on.
approximately
Yes,
1.95.
Oh fine, you want to round realistically?
Yeah.
Okay. How did I know that? Like I am not a superhuman. How did I eyeball that was about to?
Deci. The prefix deci. I don't know.
2%.
No. I looked at this and I said 0.289 is about 0.25, which means I'm
Quarter.
basically looking for a quarter. So what do you multiply by itself 4 times to get 10? You see that? I'm looking for the 4th root of 10, give or take. So let's see. If I multiply 1 by itself 4 times, I get 1, right? Okay, that's too small. If I multiply 2 by itself 4 times, I get
Too much.
too much, right? I get 16, right? So it's between 1 and 2, tending towards 2. You guys see that? And the fact that I got 16, which is a little bit too much, but I rounded down from this, basically cancel each other out. And I get pretty close to 2. You guys cool with that? Those are super cool tricks to know. If you're going to be an engineer or something, those are crucial tricks to know. If you're going to be a construction foreman, those are the only thing you need to know. You really, really want to know when the math is wrong. You're not going to spend worlds of time doing math. You're going to usually pull a measurement out of a computer program, right? But when you do pull that measurement out of the computer program, it's really nice to know that you clicked on the right thing.
See.
Cool? All right. So if I was going to write this like a human being instead of just circling a number, what would I say?
The Denver Broncos are. Wait, is it Denver?
Which one was louder?
Turkish soccer is almost 2 times louder.
Turkish soccer is almost
Twice as loud.
twice as loud as Denver Broncos.
Nice.
The fans
Yeah, Turkish soccer fans maybe and then subject verb agreement's a thing, are almost twice as loud as Denver Broncos fans.
Brocos. Denver Brocos.
Brocos. Yeah, that's about right. I guess we could change this to read my favorite slur. Colorado Bros.
Whoa.
Whoa, harsh, man. You can't say that about them. Yes, I can, because they are. And I hope they're listening.